Welcome to the show, and happy 4th of July. Cowherd is off today. Coming up, we'll tell you why everyone hates Dwight Howard, and if Colin Kaepernick, if that saga may finally be coming to an end. But let's begin today with LeBron James, the all-time great basketball player with a vitamin C deficiency. C stands for competition. Last month, weeks before LeBron bolted for LA, I told you LeBron James isn't a great competitor. But as a relentless competitor and leader, he falls behind Jordan, Bird, Magic, Isaiah, Kobe, Russell, Kareem, D. Wade, Chris Broussard. All right, today, I want to walk that contention back a little bit. With his move to Los Angeles, LeBron James has set his sights on a truly massive goal. He no longer is chasing Michael Jordan. He's given up that fight. In his mind, being the GOAT of basketball is inconsequential. I mean, come on. You don't chase MJ with Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That crew might go 7 games with the LA Sparks. LeBron moved to Los Angeles to chase Muhammad Ali. This is a purely political move. This is about being the greatest, not the GOAT. There's a difference. Ali lost fights. In the ring, Joe Frazier and Ken Norton were every bit Ali's equal. But Ali is regarded as the greatest because of what he represented off the court and how he was framed by the anti-war left-wing media. Biggie came to Cali for the weather and the weed.
Sticky green.
LeBron is here for the media and the money. Hollywood is ground zero for the social justice and race warriors. Hollywood controls popular culture, and LeBron came here to be outfitted for his multi-billion-dollar puppet strings. Did y'all see the movie Black Panther? Of course you did. Everyone saw it. The alleged star of the movie, T'Challa, was a puppet for a group of liberal black feminists. He didn't do anything that his mama, sister, girlfriend, and female security guard didn't tell him to do. That's how the liberal Hollywood sees the black man, a puppet to be controlled. LeBron is going to be the real-life T'Challa. His handlers will be left-wing Hollywood executives, colonizers. They're going to spend the next decade framing James as the anti-Kanye West, as a liberal superhero able to leap Donald Trump with a single bound. LeBron might not ever win another NBA title, but I can guarantee you in 10 years, people will be whispering his name as a Democratic nominee for president, and they'll damn sure call him the Muhammad Ali of this generation. All right, joining me now, former NBA players Stephen Jackson and Dante Jones, NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Stephen, I'm gonna start with you. This is not a basketball decision by LeBron James. This is a political decision. He's no longer chasing Michael Jordan. He's chasing Muhammad Ali.
I totally disagree. This is definitely a family basketball decision for me because he may not win championships, but if he ends his career as the leading scorer of all time in the NBA as a Laker, then that still puts him up there with MJ. So I think coming here is a great play for him, for his family, for his son, for basketball-wise, and for him to help his legacy. I know he understands that coming here right now this year, he's not going to win with the team he has now. I think it's a legacy play, and I think it's a family play.
He's never even met with Luke Walton yet.
I wouldn't either. I hope Luke's not there.
He hadn't met with David Blatt, and he went back for Dan Gilbert. I do think he's secure enough now in his basketball legacy that if he doesn't win another championship, I think he's fine. And I think he understands, okay, right now I'm considered second to MJ, but when the millennials start running the narrative in 10, 15 years, I think he's comfortable thinking he might be first, especially like you said, if he passes Kareem
in the Laker
uniform, I think he feels that way.
He's not passing Jordan as the GOAT.
He's not chasing Michael Jordan, first and foremost. He's trying to become the best LeBron James he can be. The blueprint is not Michael Jordan. These are two people going at the same goal but in different paths, taking two different highways to get to the same place. However, what you basically just said was the whole right-wing conservative message of just shut up and play basketball. Don't aspire to be anything else except a basketball player. Don't aspire to do anything off the court.
You have it right there in front of you. My words right in front of you.
Don't want anything else except on basketball.
No. Where did I say anywhere in there, don't do this, don't do that?
Because
I described what he is doing.
But what
I didn't say don't do anything.
What he did was challenge himself again. Go to a different city with higher expectations than the one he just had. There was nothing wrong. Chasing MJ, in your opinion, would have been stay in Cleveland and just play basketball.
That's not what I said. Again, it's right
there.
But
that's what you're insinuating by your comments.
It's right there in front of you what I said. No, that's your interpretation.
Well, that's all I can do is interpret.
No. But when you're talking to the author who can tell you what I was doing,
tell me what you're saying.
I get to correct your narrative.
Okay.
And so to put anything about right wing saying don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, I'm saying what I believe he is doing. I've provided no commentary on what I think about what he's doing.
That is your opinion of what he's doing, because coming to LA is not necessarily falling into that narrative. Coming to LA, that's two different. We have two different perspectives. Coming to LA is challenging yourself. Coming to LA also could be he grew up a Laker fan.
He just took on a massive challenge, the biggest challenge ever. I just walked back. I said, a month ago, I said, the guy's not a competitor. But now he set his sights on something bigger, in my view. Again, this team they've put together right now certainly isn't about winning right now. I don't think he said it's about family. Those were his own words.
Exactly.
So it wasn't a basketball decision, even in his own mind. He also said he's chasing a ghost, and he was talking about Michael Jordan. So he put that standard on himself a year ago. I'm saying he has pivoted. I think this whole last year was about the celebration of LeBron James, and it was a farewell to LeBron James as a guy totally driven by chasing Michael Jordan. He's got a new goal, and Hollywood and the billionaire people out here are going to wrap their arms around that goal, and it's about making him this generation's Muhammad Ali and setting him up politically for whatever it is he wants to do and to be a symbol for that left-wing movement. That's what I've said.
He has said in the past, years ago, he wanted to be a global icon like Muhammad Ali. Now, I think, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story.
But you can be both Muhammad and Michael.
I did a story years ago on LeBron. You know he lived with the Walker family in Akron from 5th through 8th grade. The grandparents of that family, the grandfather picked LeBron up from school one day when he was like 7th grade, and the principal of the school went out to meet the grandfather and told him, this kid could be president of the United States one day. Wow. Now, I'm with you. I actually think he could be president. I don't know if he wants to. And here's the thing, Jason. I think LeBron, not yet, but in the future, I think he'd be a great president because you talking about left wing. LeBron exhibits family values. That's very important to him because he never really had that.
Totally agree.
He brings his family values and love of family combined with his social awareness as far as social justice and his understanding of the importance of entrepreneurship, which he's already building businesses, he'd be a great president in that regard.
This Laker team right now is reminiscent of the 2014-15 Cleveland Cavaliers, where they were not a representation right now at this date of what they were at the end of the season. You had a trade for A.Smith and Iman Shumpert and Timothy Mozgov, and that put them over the top and sent them to the finals. So in LA right now, you have a blank slate that can be created into something rather than be burdened by cap restraints, and you can create something here, and also you can enjoy where you live, you can enjoy where you play, and you can enjoy where you do business. It's the perfect storm.
34 in December. This isn't 2013 or 14 anymore. The guy's going to be 34 in December. He's throwing away a year. They're not winning the title this year. I don't see a road to get there. Maybe Kawhi Leonard's going to land here from outer space.
Possibly.
Maybe. And I'll change if that happens. Maybe this year. Maybe, and I'll change. But LeBron, to me, basketball-wise, has agreed to throw a year away, in my opinion. Next year,
I think that's fair.
They'll be on to something else. Throwing a year away. This is not a basketball decision. I want to go back to Chris's point, which I think is fair, and I do think LeBron has bigger aspirations, and I do. Family values, commitment to community, all of that, all those things are great, and I support. What they all are, though, is unbelievably difficult to stick to out here. This is Hollywood.
Well,
and so being a family man, commitment to the community in Akron, much easier. I'm from the Midwest, you from the Midwest. This environment out here with billions of dollars and the people that will be in your ears and putting the puppet strings on you, it's a whole different game. And so I think you're right about where LeBron is now. When he gets out here to Hollywood, it'll be interesting to see where he lands and ends up. I've seen this city eat up everybody.
Yeah, but you know, if I have to put confidence in anybody to handle it, it would be LeBron James.
Yes,
what has he not handled in his career so far? He's handled everything. What have you heard off the court about LeBron? Nothing. Besides him speaking up and using his voice and using it in the right way. But coming here, even if it's for family, even if it's for to end up breaking the record as a late, so what? He putting himself and his family in a better position. Nobody can go against that. You got to respect that.
The thing about you're right about Hollywood, and I'd hate to see that change LeBron. But if there's one guy who's bucked the system in everything, it's LeBron James.
That's right.
He's the one that has these players
for the
going
better,
where
though.
they
He changed it for
yeah,
the better.
For the better.
But he has a tight circle. He has a few people that he trusts. He's been consistent with that. Every step he's taken, we've said, no, you shouldn't have gone to Miami. You shouldn't have gone back to Cleveland. You shouldn't have gone to L.A.
You're not going to win 3-1.
You're not going to win 3-1.
Yeah.
He's proving you wrong every step of the way.
Let me just say this, and I'm 51, slightly older than Chris, older than you all. Jim Brown has already come out here to L.A. and done what LeBron, to some degree, is trying to do. And I just want you to look at how people responded to Jim Brown. Because Jim Brown, he had those working class, family, commitment to the community values. And I want you to look at how he's been treated out here. And I know Jim Brown, there's allegations and things that Jim Brown has not been the perfect human being. I get that. But Jim Brown, in terms of his commitment to the right ideas and the empowerment of black people and just the empowerment of the underclass, have all been the right thing. And look what Hollywood and this culture did to him and how they treated him. And so I've seen, look, man, there was people, and again, I'm not comparing.
It's not
a great analogy.
He wasn't as big. I mean, he wasn't as big back
LeBron
then, just because of technology and media.
I would agree, but we all sat around and thought for a moment, and I know they are completely different. Tiger Woods, he can handle it, and his dad, and this and that, and blah, 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 and he skidded. Look, man, this place is littered with people that came out here with all the right values and everything, and it eats you up. And again,
Kobe Bryant has
bright lights can't make you a monster. I agree with you. Those bright lights can make you a monster, but we're talking about LeBron James. The lights don't get no brighter.
Right. Every day,
lights
his
don't
light
get no
is the
brighter.
lights.
And wherever he at, the lights are on him. He hasn't made a mistake yet. I don't see him making a mistake going forward.
For 33 years. Hollywood and this movement out here has been eating up people for hundreds of years.
When you say eat him up, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I think that when
somebody going to make up something and try to throw him under the bus?
The things that you're talking about, the values that he espoused, I think they're going to change or be reprioritized. And you get so caught, you can't even understand how some things sound good and they can make them sound great, but if you really think about it, it actually is moving you away from those foundational pieces. And so, you know,
You talking about me? Yeah, I would definitely get caught up if I was LeBron. We talking about LeBron James. Me, of course, yeah, y'all might be bailing me out. But LeBron James, no. He won't have no problem.
Look, you're right. I would hate to see LeBron, and I'm not right wing, but I would hate to see LeBron become a pawn of the left wing liberals. Okay, but by the time LeBron James wants to run for president, if he ever does, it may not just be Democrat, Republican. I would submit to you that Donald Trump was essentially a third-party candidate, and so was Bernie Sanders. I mean, never in my life has America been more ready for an independent or a third-party candidate. So if he could combine, like I said, family values, social justice, entrepreneurialism, he'd be great. I hope he can stick to his guns. Everything I've seen so far suggests he would.
Man, I done heard about Kanye running for president. If somebody even bring Kanye's name up, I'm pretty sure LeBron can win. Okay?
I think he could win.
Donald Trump's
down the line.
I probably got it.
Joshua, you got any more words you want to put in my mouth?
Hey, listen.
Hi, I'm Alexi Lawless. I used to play soccer back in the 1900s for the U.S. Now you can find me talking about soccer this summer during the World Cup on Fox. Now through July 15th, you can get daily FIFA World Cup updates from me through your Alexa-enabled device. Just say, Alexa, play the Fox Sports Flash Briefing, and you'll get the latest tournament news straight from Russia. Alexa and Alexi. Now that's a winning team. Don't forget to watch the 2018 FIFA World Cup all tournament long live on Fox and FS1.
All right, welcome back. Steven Jackson and Dante Jones are back. We're joined now by the founder of the Big Lead, Jason McIntyre. Let's move to Dwight Howard, who has finally found a team agreeing to a one-year deal with the Wizards. Dwight used to be the best big man and maybe the best player in the league, but now nobody seems to want him, with the Hawks trading him to Charlotte last year, then Charlotte sending him to Brooklyn, who bought him out, and now he's on his fourth team in a little over a year. And according to Bay Area reporter Tim Kawakami, the Warriors refused to even consider Dwight before signing DeMarcus Cousins.
Dwight Howard was a no. That was a no in a lot of precincts of the Warriors. Flat out no. And so DeMarcus Cousins is, against that backdrop, is a thumbs up. Dwight Howard was a no. That was, no, let's not do that. If you had to take one, let's go get DeMarcus Cousins.
That's pretty powerful, man. I remember the Dwight Howard that carried Orlando to the NBA Finals and has been 8-time All-NBA player, 8-time All-Star. This guy's got a decorated career, and I think I understand why nobody wants this guy of any he's the big guy that acts like he's Nate Robinson. Mm-hmm. You know, you can be Nate Robinson, the jokester, play-around guy when you're undersized and people don't have great expectations. But when you're Dwight Howard, you come to the league with that body, you're drafted #1, you have a chance to be the Bill Russell of this era. People just, they're not the clown guy, people just hate. And you know, I think the hate towards, or the disrespect towards him is justified.
Well, I think the biggest thing about Dwight is everybody wants him to be this big, mean, tough guy, throwing elbows, slam dunking, knocking people down. That's never been his character. He's always been the big guy that wants everybody to like him, wants to play basketball, be famous, and just be happy all the time. And that's why a lot of teams didn't like him, because being that big, being that athletic for so long, he has Hall of Fame numbers, but you got to be dominant. You got to be dominant. You got to show you care. He hasn't shown that. To be bounced around that much at that size, that talented, it says a lot about his character.
I think over his career, his jovial personality has gotten in the way of what he does on the court. His presence is not one of which you would like as your center to be. You want a mean dog as your 5-man, as your center, and he's just not that. He has fun, he has personality. He's absorbed with everything in the game except the actual competition of the game. But I think people wanted him to get down to what he needs to do, and that's roll and rebound and defend the basket. And he wants to make post moves, free throw line jumpers. He wants to do all the things that are not going to be put him in a situation to win championships. He doesn't want to be effective. He doesn't want to do what's necessary to win. He wants to do what he thinks he should be doing. And sometimes you have to adapt to the teams you go to.
Yeah, I think two things stand out with Dwight Howard, guys. Work ethic or lack thereof, and attitude. Okay,
work ethic. Hold up. Work ethic is not a problem.
We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. He started out, Steven, in Orlando, like Whitlock said, on fire. Took the Magic to the finals. It was awesome. Then he started to feud with Stan Van Gundy. Then he goes to play with Kobe in the Lakers. And what happened? Kobe said, this guy doesn't want to work. Yep. Let's get him out of here. He goes, his hometown, Atlanta, bring him back. Everybody's excited. Mm-hmm. Out of town in 1 year. This guy, there are many reports out there that he just did not improve or try to improve. This is a guy who came into the league ready for action, dominant right out of the gate. Did he ever get better? You know who he kind of reminds me of? Carmelo Anthony came in with the championship from Syracuse, dominant offensive player. Did he ever become that guy who makes teammates better, who passes the ball and changes a little bit? Listen, DeMarcus Cousins never developed a three-point shot. DeMarcus Cousins, for all we knock him, he came into the league, made 3 threes in his first year. He made over 100 this past season. Dwight Howard never became that guy.
Shaq's game never changed. Shaq came in.
No, that was in the 90s.
Yeah. But I'm saying his game never changed. As a big man, all he did was dunk, roll, and post up and his game never changed. So you couldn't expect Dwight's game to change. It's not his game, and it's not his work ethic, because you look at on social media, you look at every summer, not too many guys work harder than Dwight. He just don't have it. It's not in his heart. It's not in him to be that guy that everybody want him to be.
I think it's more. I thought Dante was arguing it's in his head more than his heart, and that's where I see he won't accept the role that's perfect for him. Rebound, play defense,
block shots,
outlet
roll
passes,
and dunk, and run the floor.
I was even saying this back in his Orlando days. If he would just do that and quit trying to be so much of an offensive player, he could lead a team to a championship, and he would have been perfect for Golden State. Even right now, at 32, 33 years old, whatever he is, if he would just rebound and play defense, and because he can switch for a bit and guard some people, but he won't do it. It's his head.
If he would be Clint Capella, if he would do exactly what Clint Capella does, he'd be the best. He'd be the best out there at the center.
But listen, the Warriors guys took chances on Nick Young, who needed rehab, and JaVale McGee, who needed to rehab his image. They will take on DeMarcus Cousins, but not Dwight Howard.
Younger.
That's the ultimate indictment.
Younger, and Chris Broussard made an amazing point. At worst case scenario with that pickup, you took him off the market.
DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Right.
You took him off the market for another championship-level team to have him as an asset. But if it doesn't work out, he's just not available to kill us, because there's only two people that have killed us year in and year out, and that's DeMarcus Cousins and LeBron James.
Yep.
At least then I could take one off the board.
I got a different analogy for you, McIntyre. We got to be quick here. You're comparing him to Carmelo. I think he's a totally different kind of Terrell Owens for the NBA.
You know?
No way. No way.
Look, I mean, it's a different kind. It's a different kind. He's a different kind of Terrell Owens. Great player, great talent, but just wouldn't conform to a team the way you need to have sustained success.
Well, you was right about the Golden State comparison, because I was on that team that the year they made it to the finals. They swept us, and he had 4 shooters outside.
Yes.
And he controlled the paint. If he would have been the Golden State, that would have been a good look for him, because they got shooters and he will control the paint. You were right about that.
All right, welcome back. Jason McIntyre is back, and we're joined now by a couple of Super Bowl champs, Mark Schlereth and Seth Joyner. Let's move to the NFL, which reportedly has asked an arbitrator to provide a summary judgment in Colin Kaepernick's collusion case against the league, which would determine if the case gets a full hearing or is dismissed. While this has been going on, Cap's been busy posting selfies on social media, and even pro-Cap columnist Mike Florio is now demanding that Kaepernick's lawyers deliver some huge news that they've been promising for months. Guys, I really think we're coming to the end of the whole Kaepernick controversy. I think people are moving on. When I see someone like Mark Florio at Pro Football Talk start finally questioning Kaepernick's attorneys who, hey, we're going to have big news next week. Hey, we're going to have big news next. And the big news never comes. And the big news appears to be that the NFL has good grounds for this case to be dismissed. And so I think we finally arrived at the point where people understand Kaepernick's not getting back in the league. And Kaepernick started a conversation about the national anthem. We're tired of having that conversation about the national anthem. We're moving on from Colin Kaepernick. And, you know, maybe we'll only talk about him 100 more times before this, this is over.
In my opinion, this is all about discovery on the NFL side, because there's also some talk that, you know, this thing might move forward. And if it needs to move forward, if it does in fact move forward, the NFL wants to know, what does he have? What information does he have? And you got to realize that, you know, hey, this information has been requested. Just because it's been requested doesn't necessarily mean that you get the summary discovery.
Seth, is Kaepernick the first average player to not be in the NFL?
I would debate your definition of average.
Is he the first player good enough to play in the league who's not been in the league?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. That's why we should move on.
Well, you know, I mean, I think from an NFL perspective, and I agree with Seth, they want the discovery because they want to know exactly what they have if they have to defend themselves. Because if you can prove collusion, then you can effectively wiggle out or get out of this collective bargaining agreement as it currently exists. So instead of waiting till 2021 when it comes up in March and they lock the players out and you have no negotiation leverage, Now, all of a sudden, the NFL could say, let us know what you have, because the one thing you don't want is this thing to drag on, and all of a sudden you do have a smoking gun, and you can prove collusion, and then all of a sudden the Players Association get out of this collective bargaining agreement, and then you can say, hey, guess what? Instead of us being locked out, we're going on strike. And we're going to do it after we've gotten all this money, and we're going to walk away from the playoffs.
They can't read smoke signals.
You know what?
Kaepernick is posting selfies. Hey, I'm ready. Look at me. He knows it's over.
Of course he's going to post selfies.
Over,
you want to know why? Because he's trying to paint the picture that, you know what, hey, I'm ready to play. No one's giving me an opportunity.
Wants me.
And you want to know something I think is smart on their behalf. Because if there's no information, if they don't have to disclose it, that moves even more in Colin's favor. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't want that information to come out until it's over.
The one thing you're missing is he keeps saying the word selfie. Okay, think about the word selfie as I'm going to tell you this. So yes, it is almost over in real life out here when we talk to football fans. But if you go online, I'm sure you guys go on social media, everybody's so entrenched on their side. They are 100% pro Kaepernick or they're 100% your other side. And these people are not giving up. I don't care what the decision is over here in the courts. Those people who are defending him online are going to keep defending him regardless of what the outcome is. He should be in the league. Right. He's being blackballed. I don't care what the decision is. Listen, we're challenging news. This is fake news. We're close to challenging justice systems out there, okay? This course decision, whatever it is, it's not going to matter.
That's the next step when you challenge fake news. That's where you go.
I'm 100% with you.
I will tell you this, though. I call games for this network, and I've seen plenty of quarterbacks that are playing in this league that couldn't play dead in a Western, okay? They're that bad. And so now I don't know if it's I don't know if Colin Kaepernick is sitting there saying I want to be a starter, because I don't think he's a starter. I think he's a backup at best. But the bottom line is that guy is better than some of the backups that play in this league. And if you can prove collusion, you can prove they're keeping you out because of your stance, then
I'm asking y'all to read the smoke signals. There's a reason he's putting out these selfies. No one's talking about me. Let me put out a selfie. Let my girl put out one on Instagram of me dunking the basketball. Mike Florio is jumping off the bandwagon, and people are finally saying, Cap, you're lawyers for a year. Big news coming. Big news, and it never happened.
Let me ask you a question,
all
Jason. Let me ask you a question.
Bluster.
If you were trying to audition to be a sumo wrestler, and they were excluding you out, okay? Would you go and lose 120 pounds? Thank you. Thank you.
I gotta take that on my own show. All right, elsewhere in the NFL, Chargers offensive lineman and NFLPA Vice President Russell Okung is taking on an issue that's been around for years, going on an extended rant on Twitter about how the players can finally make guaranteed contracts a reality. Okung says, quote, many argue that trying to compare the player dynamic in the NFL with other sports is apples to oranges. Yes and no. League revenues are skyrocketing. A monster media rights deal is on the horizon. The business of football will never be the same. It's up to us, the players, to decide if we want league ownership to finally respect us as partners. Truth is, there's nothing preventing agents from negotiating a fully guaranteed salary for an NFL player. See Kirk Cousins' deal. I'm going to represent the point of view of fans. I'm speaking as an NFL fan. I'm not a former NFL player. I don't want guaranteed contracts across the board in the NFL. As I've seen the Pro Bowl, and I don't want to see more of the Pro Bowl. And if you give NFL players guaranteed contracts, you're going to see the Pro Bowl creep into the regular season and the NFL, and everybody's going to be, or not everybody, a significant, going to be brother-in-law on it, looking for ways out. As a fan, I don't want guaranteed contracts.
You don't play the game of football because you just want to steal. You play the game of football because you want to play. And most players, if they're borderline, whether they're healthy or not to play, they're going to choose to go out there and try to give their best. Because as a starter, I always felt like I was 50% better than my backup. Okay, so I want to play. Listen, Russell Okung makes some great arguments. The problem is the unity factor. Okay, tenure and dollars earned is what's going to stop these players from striking when the collective bargaining agreement comes up. That's what it's all about. There's no other league There's no other professional sports league out there that should be making guaranteed contracts if NFL players aren't making guaranteed contracts. What's
the signing bonus, Seth? Is that guaranteed?
What does that have to do with anything?
That's part of the guarantee.
Your signing bonus. Your signing bonus has nothing to do.
That's guaranteed money.
The signing bonus has nothing to do with actual salary. What a signing bonus signifies is the fact that we're rewarding you for what you've done, with the potential that you'll come here and do it again. That's what the signing bonus is.
I would love to see guaranteed contracts. One, it would say that yes, we've made great strides in the NFL in player safety. But this, to me, would be the coup de grace. Because now if I've seen one guy self-report a concussion. One dude. We've all played with multiple concussions. Mm-hmm. And they still do it to this day. So I've seen one dude, that was Ben Roethlisberger, that actually self-reported. Now all of a sudden, if you have a guarantee, you don't feel like you're going to lose your job, which most of us, 80% of us that play in the league, feel like if I miss a snap, I'm going to lose my job. Guys are still going to play hard. Let me tell you what happens if you walk out there and you're going to play patty cake one play. If the dude across from you is not playing patty cake, you're going to get you're going to get your butt whipped, right? That's how it works. So I don't worry about that. The onus goes back onto the organization. Make sure you cut the right deal. That's the big news. Make sure that you cut the right deal. Don't pay a dude, the Albert Hainsworths of the world, who are going to roll over.
Yes.
And then you keep it. You limit it. 3-year deals. 50 guys.
There you go.
50, listen to this now. 50 guys last year signed multi-year contracts. 50 guys got cut. There are 50 of the multi-year contracts signed last offseason. Those guys got cut this year. Yeah.
I don't know how anybody can be against what you're saying. I mean, he's making all the sense in the world, Whitlock.
Are you a fan?
I'm a huge fan, and you know what fans are doing now? Fans are getting smarter. Fans now have access to way more information. That's why when you look around the other leagues, they're getting smarter and pushing back on Major League Baseball. They're pushing forward on the NBA, and they're going to start to push back on the NFL if they don't get their act together and get some of these guaranteed contracts.
How does guaranteed contracts help me as a fan? It doesn't. I don't see any benefit for me as a fan.
What is a definition of a fan is you're a fanatic, right? You love. Who's your favorite player?
My favorite
player in the league right now.
Either it used to be Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah. Now, you
love Ben Roethlisberger. You want him on your team. You want to guaranteed lock him down. Okay, Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota, only a 3-year deal. Now that's guaranteed money. He could be gone in 3 years. You've got to build around your stars. If Ben Roethlisberger's unhappy, you just walk out of Pittsburgh.
Listen, there is no financial reason why the NFL cannot guarantee contracts. The NFL is a $14 billion a year industry. Major League Baseball is a $10 billion a year industry.
It hurt the competition.
Okay, the NBA is $8 billion a year industry.
$5 billion,
and I get that there's some disparity.
You ever seen the NBA regular season?
I don't care.
82 games. It doesn't.
But the physical, you can't talk about 162 and 82. There's no similarities. Yeah. You can only play one game a week. These guys are playing multiple games throughout the week.
Pro Bowl is the 17th game, and I get it. See more of it.
I get it that there's disparities as far as how many guys you have on the roster. But what they're earning is so much greater than the other leagues. There's no reason why.
The problem with the Pro Bowl analogy is you're not playing for anything. The problem with you want to fix the Pro Bowl? I'll fix the Pro Bowl right now. Yeah. Right. Each winning guy gets $250,000. Each losing guy gets nothing.
There you go.
Right? And I'm telling you what, you want to see, and now it may be patty cake for a quarter or two, but guess what? A real live football game is going to break out in the fourth quarter because you're going to be fighting for two. You know that, hey, I brought my mama and them, I brought my wife, I brought my kids, I brought my family members, I brought my brother-in-law, I brought everybody else, and I got to pay for this.
We're acting like the NFL just completely discards players when they get in. Cam Chancellor is stepping away from football, and over the next 2 years, he's going to get about $10 million. So we're acting like none of this money is guaranteed and that everything is at the whim of the organization. When they give you 15, 20, 30 million up front in guaranteed money, that pretty much protects you. You're going to be on the roster for 2 or 3 years. So 2 to 3 years of the contract is guaranteed in some capacity. So I think we're having a dishonest, unnuanced conversation. Some of this money that NFL players are getting is guaranteed, and there is, if you're a good enough player like Cam Chancellor, there's protection against injury. So we're having a distorted conversation. If the contracts were just guaranteed across the board, you can't convince me there wouldn't be some players be like, I'm good.
There's some players in the NBA that does that. There's some players in
the
Major League
NBA
Baseball
is not as popular as the NFL.
I get
and
that.
neither is Major League Baseball.
I get that, but the injury proposition is so much greater than any other sport.
All right, welcome back. Steven Jackson, Chris Broussard, and Dante Jones are back. Let's return to the NBA and LeBron James, who is getting his first taste of LeVar Ball since signing with the Lakers, with Lonzo's dad going off yesterday saying that he's not worried about the Warriors at all because his son just got the best player in the game, but also insisting in another interview that Lonzo isn't going to adjust his game to play with LeBron.
Lonzo ain't gonna play off the ball. How's LeBron gonna play point? Lonzo gonna be pushing it and he get it out of his hand too quick. Lonzo don't do all that dribbling. All he gotta do is run the lane and the pass gonna be right on the money. We gonna play so fast, he'll throw him touchdown pass, he be scoring all day. And then when he don't, he gonna throw the long pass to Lonzo, shoot a three-pointer, very easy.
That's a scared man.
He need to go do stand-up or something.
He's scared. He's scared. That's fear. And that's begging the Lakers, please don't trade my son. It's going to work. The ball's going to be out of his hands so quick, LeBron. He'll be the point guard, but you'll still get the ball, LeBron. He's begging for Lonzo to stay.
He's definitely begging.
He's begging, but what if my one wish for that man is if he's on a team with LeBron James, back off and tell your son to absorb as much as you can
and learn
while he's here. Because what he's going to teach you how to do is be the best basketball player, to get as much as you can out of your skill set and teach you how to work and teach you how to be a professional. If you're willing to listen, he will teach and give you everything you need to be successful, because that's how humble he is. So grab everything you can at this point in time rather than just try to compete with him, because he has done what you want to do, is be the best in the game, be the best in the world. He's done it already, and applied knowledge is one thing that you cannot make up. He's done it before. He's made the mistakes. He's learned. There's an equation to his greatness, and he will give it to you if you're his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, the bluster is just a defense mechanism. You know, he's definitely scared, and he should be. Not just LeBron, but Rondo. Rondo came here to start.
Yes.
And Rondo's going to be on that kid in practice.
Kid, yep.
He's going to be getting physical with him, challenging, probably pick him up full court. And it'll either bring out whatever toughness is in Lonzo, or he'll shrink, and the Lakers will see we don't have much anyway. So I do agree with LeVar on this. I think Lonzo and LeBron could play together because Lonzo does get the ball out of his hand. He's not one of those pounded, over-dribble point guards. What Lonzo should do is master the three-point shot. That's it. Work on that, because I think he and LeBron could alternate handling the ball, and when LeBron's handling, he'll get Lonzo open threes, and that could benefit his
He's going to have to rebound at a high clip, too, though.
If you know
He's
what's
a good
best
rebounder.
for you, if you know what's best for you when you play with LeBron, you're going to change the game.
Yes.
Everybody
Dwayne
on that team is going to change the game, but as long as it's for the better, as long as it's helping the team. Now, you said that you hit it on the nose. He has to learn how to shoot, because he's not going to get ISOs. Yeah, his assists might go up, but as far as shooting, he's going to get a lot of wide open shots. And if he don't hit those shots, it's going to be easier for them to trade him.
There's nothing wrong with competition. Nothing wrong with competition at your position. What it's going to do is make you better. Pressure makes diamonds. Right?
Barbecue or mildew.
Right. However, at the end of the day, LeBron James makes everyone better around him. But Kyrie and Kevin Love, all-stars. Now they have at the end of their name, champions. Yep. J.R. Smith, very good basketball player, but he's a champion, and he got the most out of his skill set while playing with the man.
I want you guys as former players address Chris's point or suggestion, work on his jump shot. And to me, when I hear it's not going to be fixed. That's one of the worst-looking jump shots I've ever seen. I don't think it's fixable enough for a guy to play alongside LeBron.
Now, I kind of agree with you. I feel like it's too late to develop one. Yeah, you can work on it, but it's not going to be what we want it to be. You know what I mean?
What LeBron
Jason Kidd did it over the course of his career.
Yes.
But he became a better
worse shooter than Lonzo.
Right, he became a better three-point shooter, somebody that you can't really leave, and it lies more in confidence. And what LeBron does is exude confidence for his teammates.
I'm asking you guys this. Look, Reggie Miller, Jamal Wilkes, Sean Marion, their shots are ugly. You know?
Kevin Martin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to have the perfect form. It has to be comfortable for you. So I think he can shoot this.
To me, where the Jason Kidd thing falls apart, I don't see Lonzo as a guy that gets into the lane, gets to the rim, and dishes and gets other people.
J. Kidd was a dog.
The way J. Kidd could. I just don't see that.
That comes with a body. Like, I think if he gets a body, like, he's trying to get in the weight room. I think his problem last year is he couldn't finish over the trees and finish with the contact.
J. Kidd was a 200-pound point guard.
Right, and he had the body to start with. Now he's gaining that body with the weight staff, and once he gets that, he'll be more confident.
We keep acting like, and LeVar was saying it, and we keep repeating it, like, the fact that Lonzo plays hot potato with the ball, that's his best strength. And that's just playing hot potato. Chris can get it out of his hands quick.
Nah, but I think that's a good, for a point guard, you want to get it up quickly. You know, a lot of the point guards today over-dribble and they miss open people. Sometimes he needs to handle it and make plays, but getting out of your hands quickly isn't a bad thing.
Point guard trusts his teammates. He trusts them.
We got to remember, too, he's not his father. So he's not thinking like his dad. He's going in there respecting LeBron, like you said, looking to learn and excited about playing with LeBron. He's not thinking like his dad, well, I'm going to come out and I'm going to compete with LeBron and try to be the man of his team.
Have you seen his rap song? What do you,
I would never listen to that because he don't like Nas. He don't like Nas. I would never listen to Nas.
That's Uncle Willie's son. I ain't never heard of him.
I'm the best rapper ever in the NBA, not Lonzo.
But again, everybody loves it. Oh, he's not LeVar's kid. That apple did not roll that far away from the tree.
Yeah, but you can tell the young fella has his own mind. He doesn't speak like his dad. Yeah, he let his dad do all the dumb stuff and say all the dumb stuff, but he's a humble kid. He loves the game. I don't see him being a jerk. I see him being a great teammate. I think him and Bron will be fine together.
All right, welcome back. Time for last call. Steven Jackson's here. Let's move to the Summer League, where Trae Young had another terrible game yesterday, shooting just 5 of 16 after going 4 of 20 in his debut. Steven, are you worried about Trey Fredette? Jimmer Fredette's little brother, Trae Young.
Nice. I'm kind of worried. He's small. He doesn't have the body, and I think people know his game. If you look at his college career, his freshman year, halfway during the season, teams start keying on what he does best and shoot, and they was allowing him to go to the rim, and he couldn't finish. It's going to be harder to finish in the NBA because this taller guy is way more athletic, way stronger. He has to prove himself to me. I'm not sold on him yet.
He looks no different than he did the last 15 games of his college career.
Right.
All right, let's move to the Buccaneers. Defensive lineman Jason Pierre-Paul, who issued a 4th of July safety warning today, posting photos of the hand he severely damaged with fireworks on this day 3 years ago. You can see the photos on his Instagram account. We're not showing them here for obvious reasons. All right, you don't have experience with fireworks. You do have experience with firearms. Both are dangerous.
Yes.
You gonna light off any fireworks this 4th of July?
No, and I never have. And if I do, I light it with the long stem so I can stand 4 feet away. But you got to be smart in that. And him being one of the best defensive players in the league at the time, you got to be smart. Like I said, I take careful steps walking down the steps going home to make sure I don't hurt myself. You got to be smart.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.